I want to get into today's video right away and talking to you about not only what a panic attack is like, but also how to deal with it differently using the imagery of a metaphor. Oftentimes, when I talk with my clients about panic attacks, I will hear that they do everything in their power to avoid the panic attack, to stay away from it. And what I want to teach you today is not about avoiding that panic attack, but being able to face it in the right way. So, my name is Kaylee, and I'm a licensed counselor and certified career counselor at the Lookout Point, and I love to offer tools and resources that I am giving to my clients on a daily basis. Today, I want to use the metaphor of a storm to represent what panic attacks may feel like or what that process may look like to an individual. Now, when I talk about a storm, what I think of is that if I see dark clouds off in the horizon and they look terrifying, my instinct is going to be to run, to get away from that storm as fast as possible. And a panic attack can feel like that too. It can feel like that storm that's coming up on us and chasing us down. And our instinct is to run, is to get away from that feeling and that just overwhelming sense of being in the midst of a storm. But I really want to encourage you that to think of this as, instead of running from the storm, because in those moments it leaves us feeling even more tired and the storm catches up to us anyway. Instead, I want you to think about, how can I stand in the storm? How can I build a sense of security and safety in the midst of the storm? Typically, panic attacks, when we face them, when we deal with them, will last around 15 or so minutes. It can be a little bit longer or shorter, but that's usually about the length of time that a panic attack will last. If it's lasting longer, what I find is it's because people are running from that storm. They are trying to avoid getting that sense of panic, and so they'll have it last for, 30 minutes, 2 hours. It just feels like it goes on forever. But we want you to be able to feel safe and in control in the midst of a panic attack. And so I want to give you a resource that I use regularly with my clients to help you build that sense of empowerment and I can do this kind of mentality. Now, I am going to leave the link down below, but I have used this resource called Anxiety Coach many times, and they have on their website something called the AWARE method. And you can go there, like I said, the link will be down below, but you can go there to get more information. But the letters stand for, the A stands for acknowledge and accept. The W stands for wait and watch. The next A stands for acting, to make yourself more comfortable. And then the R and the E are repeat steps 1 through 3 until the end. What this means is that when we are first starting to feel panicked, we want to acknowledge that that's what's going on. There's a really cool study out there that talks about, they asked people to look at these faces that had different emotions on them. And in one group, they said, go ahead and give these faces a name. And in the other group, they said, go ahead and describe, name the emotion you see on the face. And the people who gave the faces a name would show higher levels of distress in emotions that were perceived more intense or stressful. Anger, fear, sadness. People who gave the emotions a name had lower amounts of distress, and their problem-solving centers started to light up a little bit more. And so when we are in the midst of panic and we acknowledge and accept what's going on, that gives our brains permission to say, this is what's going on, let's start working to solve. The watch and the wait then are to start to gather data for yourself, to say, okay, I know that I'm having a panic attack or that I'm feeling panicked right now. What are some ways that I'm feeling it? Are my shoulders tense? Is my breathing different? What am I feeling? After you have those answers, you move into that next step of acting to make yourself more comfortable. Target those things that are feeling a little bit off. If your breathing is off, go ahead and do a breathing exercise. If your muscles are feeling tense, do a muscle relaxation to target those areas. And as you're going through this, you're going to notice that you're still feeling some of the panic, but you're also building that sense of control that I can do something in the midst of this to help myself ride it out. And that's what we're trying to do, is ride it out. As you build this awareness and the skills that work best for you, your confidence grows. So much of panic attacks is about telling you that you can't handle it. And the reality is that you can. And I know it doesn't feel like it all the time. I totally get that. But you can handle it. And these are some really good steps to be able to get you on your way. As I said, the R and the E, the repeat until the end, that's just to say, okay, you went through the acting to make yourself more comfortable, but you're still feeling some of it. So go ahead and say, hey, I'm still feeling it. I'm still feeling a little bit of tension in my shoulders. Act to make that more comfortable. Do some more relaxation and keep doing that until you notice that panic attack is ending. This may be 15 minutes if you're riding it out. It may be less. It may be a little bit more. But as you stand and face the storm, you are putting yourself in a place of safety and security, and you're empowering yourself to ride this out. If you have any questions about this, please don't hesitate to reach out or leave a comment down below. I look forward to hearing from you, and until next time, take care.